What's up, Vinyl Community? Cliff the Vinyl Cheapskate here. I'm coming at you with another best of 2022 video. My best heavy metal, black metal, metal all around finds of 2022. If I look that way, my son's in the room, so he's probably going to be looking at me like I'm a big dork this whole time. So, anyway, got some big news. I'm going to be on a live stream 2 weeks from now, or a week from now, whatever, the 6th, January 6th. I'm going to be on the Analog Attack channel for What Are You Listening To? We show 5 records that we're listening to. There's going to be 4 of us, hosted by Mike Foster. It should be a good time. Check it out. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. But I'll hype that again later in other videos, because I'm planning on doing at least 2 more videos before, well, hopefully before the year's end, but 2 more videos before that happens. So before that live stream happens. But anyway, let's get on to let's move on to the metal. Just got 10-ish, so it's probably like 13, 14 records to show. This is all stuff that I've gotten throughout the year. Some of I got it early on in the year. Some of it I didn't. There's also, I have stuff, I got a bunch of new heavy metal records, but I'm not putting those in the best of because I haven't even listened to them yet. So we'll have a vinyl finds as well in this. But I think I'm doing one more best of. I'm going to do my best rock, psych, prog pickups next after the heavy metal, and then done with the best ofs, and you don't have to see what I got this year anymore. But anyway, let's start this off. One of my favorite pickups, my favorite finds of the year, because I just found out about this band, and that's Killer Shockwaves. Great driving heavy metal, strong Motorhead influence on this one. This is a Belgian band. I believe this band, I think one of the members of this band started the label Mausoleum, the Mausoleum label out of Belgium. A great band. This is probably one of my favorite heavy metal records that I've found this year. And I don't think this is like a super rare one. I think it's not really expensive or anything, but it's just such a good song. There's such good songs on it. Shockwaves, the title track, Shockwaves, Scarecrow. The King Kong instrumental's great. Blood on the Chains, what a great song. Time Bomb, great stuff. There's bits of this that sound like an Inipsey track. Love this record. But yeah, that's first one off the bat, starting strong. And this one's an original on Mausoleum. I think Mausoleum has like one of the coolest labels too. It's just like a big lightning storm. Next, Voivod, Killing Technology. Just a total classic. This is a repress from 2016, but still, just glad to have this in the collection. Voivod's hard to come by, even the represses, unless they're the most recent ones and they're too expensive. I think I only spent like $15 on this or something. I didn't spend a lot, but great. I don't know, this was an eBay find, actually. I found this on, or not eBay, I think I got this on Amazon with a gift card early on in the year. But great album, total classic. Voivod's been moving up on my favorite bands list. Love this stuff. I picked up some stuff that came out last year that I couldn't find last year that are some of my favorite albums of the year from last year. And this is a couple of them that made it into my best ofs, because this was one I really wanted, this new Stormkeep album. What's it called? Tales. Oh, it's the whatever land they're talking about. Tales of Orphana or something like that. But Tales of Othertime. But what a great record. just great black metal with kind of like melodic death metal bits in there. Great synth work on this. Not a ton, not like it's overdone with the synth work, but this is great. It reminds you of like one of the really good 90s black metal albums, and it looks like it. And it came with a bunch of cool shit too. Like it came with this inner that's just sleeve, and then like a booklet with a bunch of cool pictures and stuff in there, pictures of the band and lyrics and stuff. And it came with a map. So, pretty cool stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do with the map. Maybe I could give it to my son. He can use it for D&D or something. I don't know. But, pretty sick. Nerdy-ass album, but I love it. There's great music on here, too. Another one from last year that was on my top 10 releases from last year that I finally picked up this year. Hooded Menace. The Tritonus Bell. Great death doom out of Finland. I love this band. Just everything this band has done is great. This one, they bring in a little bit of like epic heavy metal feels to it, but still keep it slow and heavy, and it's just, they did a great job on this album. This was actually a gift from my co-host on the podcast, on the heavy metal or daily metal podcast. My co-host Russ gave me this, so pretty sweet, great gift. He picked it up at the Decibel Metal Beer Fest last year, and we finally got around to hanging out. We've been meaning to hang out in person for a long time, and we haven't got a chance, but finally got around, and he hooked me up with this. I gave him some tapes and a tape deck. It was good time. We went and saw King Diamond, Merciful Fate together, which was awesome. And it was cool to finally hang out with him in person. Another one of my favorite newer ones. This is Old Nick's. What's it called? Crisp Winter Dawn of My Night Moon. That's what it's called. More great black metal. This is Grimstone Recordings. Great black metal with like weird synthy parts that sound like Nintendo themes going through it. Old Nick kind of has like tongue-in-cheek lyrics, kind of, but they're really fun, creative, interesting band. Love this band. I've been meaning to put some Old Nick in my collection. His records are really hard to come by, and I ended up scoring 2 from Nuclear War Now this year, and that was a highlight of my pickups for sure. Love Old Nick. Super glad to have this one in the collection. Another one, just another classic. This isn't an OG. This is the High Roller represses, but Crystal Logic. But I found this in a used bin, and it was $15. So Crystal Logic for $15, I couldn't say no. I know it's not an OG, which I'll probably never get because I'm too cheap for it, but I kind of want to work up as much of my, this is just a catalog sheet, as much of my Manilla Road collection as I can, and I think the High Roller reissues are probably going to be a big part of that because OG copies are they've just shot up in price, and I can't really justify spending like hundreds of dollars on one record. Just can't do it. And these High Roller represses sound nice. I have another one. I have the Deluge as well. And I've got one more. I don't remember what it is. It's one of the newer ones. This one also came with a huge poster. These metal bands with their posters, I'm just never going to hang them up. Oh, I mean, maybe I'll hang this one up. This is pretty sweet. But yeah. Another great find. Manilla Road, Crystal Logic. Total classic. Now I'm going to go to another one that's top tier of my 2022 list. Devil Master. Ecstasies of Never-Ending Night. This is great. This newest Devil Master, they really expand their sound. They put in a lot more like of a like gothy post-punk feel, but still keep it like really like driving harsh heavy metal, heavy black metal. They still keep the punk feels and the black metal feels like kind of leveled out. Another one that came with a giant poster. Big old poster that I'm probably never going to hang up. This one's pretty cool though. This was released on Relapse. I picked this up at their live show. I went and saw them live in May. And I snagged a copy of this fancy. And I picked like the fanciest butterfly split version. Because why not? Seeing them live, I think it was $1 or $2 more than the black version. So I went for it. I figured it's a special occasion. I'll get myself some color vinyl on that one. But that's probably that's in my top 10 of releases for 2022. So I'm glad to have it on vinyl. Another one that was a new discovery this year. I watched, I think it was Ground Zero Salem did a video and mentioned this. And then I checked them out. And this is also like French heavy metal, but straight like Motorhead worship. Excellent stuff with dudes on the back rocking out. This is a repress that's on Season of Mist, I think. I think it was Season of Mist. Yeah, this is a Season of Mist repress. Sounds great. Looks great. It's like an exact, I think it's pretty much exact copy of the OG, but I'm not sure. Let's see what the labels look like. The labels might not be. Yeah, I think except for the fact that it says Season of Mist on there. But really excellent French heavy metal band. One of my favorites of the year for sure. Picture them on some motorcycles. But yeah, pretty sweet. Super stoked about this one. This came out in 2019. Great stuff. I might play this next, actually. I'm going to show this even though it's got some nudity on it. Angel Witch, Screamin' and Bleedin'. Great record. Love Angel Witch. Angel Witch is one of my favorite new wave British heavy metal bands. This is a little after that. This was released in what, 80? I want to say 86 or 87 even, but this is a little later than their new wave of British heavy metal stuff, but they still keep that sound. Pretty much keep that sound on here. They don't get too much heavier. They don't really get into thrash or anything on it. It's a straight up traditional heavy metal album. Some great songs on this one too. This one's really hard. The ones from this age of Angel Witch are really hard to find. And they don't really put them on like Spotify or anything. So I was super stoked to get this one. And I found it on Discogs for a pretty cheap price. It wasn't breaking the bank to buy it. I think I spent less than $30 on it. So I don't remember. I sent a offer to the seller and they accepted it. So it was acceptable. And this is the original version on Kilowatt Records. Really great stuff. I'm super stoked to have gotten this one. And that artwork is just ridiculous. Like over the top ridiculous. But still great record. Like I said, super stoked to get this one. Couple more. Yeah, I only got 2 more. I don't know how many that was, but we'll see. Another one that was one of my favorites from last year. This should have been in the pile of favorites from last year I picked up. But Pale Swordsman. This one almost didn't make it into this one because it almost didn't come till like a week or 2 ago. But this was one of my favorite black metal albums from last year. It's just really melodic and well done. Great songwriting. It's actually as raw and like kind of harsh as it is, it's kind of a beautiful album as well. So this is a really good one. I've spent many hours making fun of this cover, and the dude's name is Kehkt, and it translates to the crying orc. So I spent lots of time making fun of that album, that whole thing. But it's all in good fun because it is a great album, and I really do like the music that's on here. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Kehkt does next, because it seems like he's a really strong social media presence. So he is always talking about what he's doing next and what he's working on. So he's not one of those like super private black metal dudes who's like shrouded in mystery or anything. But really cool stuff. Love this record. Probably one of my top 5 albums from last year. I'm not even going to lie about how much I like this album, but really good stuff. Check it out if you get a chance, this Kehkt album. It's excellent. But this is the repress that they did. They sold out of the initial runs really fast. And I know there was a lot of drama with his record label and stuff. So he got a new record label, and this is the first release from the new record label that I picked up. I pre-ordered it like months and months and months ago. I've been waiting for it forever. Last but not least, this is just a fanboy pick, but Panopticon Collapse. This hasn't had a reissue in a really long time, and they finally reissued it. It came out on Mr. Metallurgy, Marty Worm's label, Bindrune Records, as all the Panopticon stuff does. But I got the fancy, it's a double LP. Got the fancy gold and black flecked version of it, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, this is, I don't know if this was Panopticon's first album, or I think he had a self-titled first, but this was one of the early albums that hasn't gotten a repress in a really long time. Did a really good job. I like the nice foil embossing going on here. Cool picture of like a crumbled building in the woods, which is pretty sweet. As always, these come with CDs. I think actually with the CDs downstairs. It's in my CD player downstairs. Nice little lyric sheet and whatnot. But yeah, great record. Panopticon's one of my favorite bands. I actually got to see them live last year, which was a highlight of my year last year. And I actually got to see them live last year, which was awesome. So it seems like Panopticon's putting out like one of their albums a year. So like, cause like last year they did, and again Into the Light, and this year they put out this reissue of Collapse. Hopefully they do a reissue of another album soon. But anyway, that's my video. You got 20 minutes of heavy metal stuff from me. But cheers. Hope everybody has a happy new year. I'm going to try and do my best psych, rock, psych, hard rock, all that. I'm going to combine all that and do 10 records of that as best of 2022. And I don't know if that's going to be comprehensive. That's probably the stuff I bought the most of in 2022. So that may stretch to like a top 15 or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how far I get. And also I'm going to do a vinyl finds, but that may come first of the year or second of the year. I'm not sure. I've got family coming, so I'm not going to have as much time to make videos in the next like 3 days or so. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll try and get that video out. Check me out on the Analog Attack channel on January 6th. I'll write that in the description below, and I'm going to put a reminder in every one of my videos at the end probably until it comes out. So cheers, everybody.